Flipped, a professional development program for higher degree supervisors and students. Hello, I'm Tara Brabazon, and I'm the Dean of Graduate Studies and Professor of Cultural Studies at Charles Darwin University. Welcome to this flipped professional development session, Writing Book Proposals. This one's for you, John. And for many of you, you have a dream, and that dream is to write a book. It is a great dream, and my job today is to try and make that a reality for you. Remember that whatever your discipline, publishing is changing. Academic publishing is changing radically. It's digital. It's international. Writing and publishing a book is the gold standard of scholarship. Don't let anyone say to you that books don't matter. One of the greatest moments of my life was when my first book was published. And yes, that was Tracking the Jack. And I remember when my free copies arrived in the mail, I felt like I could die at that point. I thought, wow, this is my contribution to the planet. It is a big deal. And I'm just finishing my 23rd book. And I still think that when we write a book, we're conversing with eternity. We're dialoguing with the dead, the great scholars that preceded us, and we're conversing with international scholarship. And the punctuation of international scholarship is the scholarly monograph, the book. When you travel around the world, the books are the calling card. Your books build your name. Books are everything. And today's Flip training session introduces you to the book proposal, the document that you need to send to publishers. There is a template to follow, and that's what we're going to talk about in this session. And I've got a free handout available to accompany this gig. Now, I know writing a book is really tough. I really know that. But in some ways, it's even tougher to write a book proposal. These are actually very different modes of writing. We need to remember what happens to the proposal. Your book proposal is assessed by a subject editor, and 90% of submissions at least are rejected at this point. Now, if you manage to get through that subject editor, the proposal is then sent out to anywhere between 3 readers, and one of my books actually was sent to 7 readers to assess and evaluate. This is peer review, but for books. And all these assessors report back to the subject editor, who then makes a decision. And the decision they're making is not whether or not they accept the book. The decision they're making is if the book is to be taken to the next meeting of the publisher's editorial board, which of course includes marketing representatives. At this stage, all the editors read the proposal or the manuscript and the reader's reports, and they make a decision. So as you can see, it's a multi-layered process, and it's a bit of a nightmare. But what I'm going to teach you to do right now is to enact the first stage, writing the proposal. This is the most difficult 7 pages you will ever write in your life. This is the proposal for a publisher. The subject editor will make a decision on your entire project in less than 2 minutes. They decide whether or not it's going to go to the assessors, and then the assessors will decide if they like it or not. So the book proposal is an advertisement for your project, and it is the only opportunity you'll have to sell it. So do all the obvious things. If you're presenting the proposal on paper, and some publishers still want that, then, use good quality paper, colour printing, no typographical errors at all, and multiple contact addresses. But now almost all publishers want the proposal sent to them digitally. And this in many ways is even more complex because you've got to make sure that the formatting is excellent. You must PDF it to stabilise the formatting, and you've got to make the presentation sing. As I've dealt with more publishers, I've realised that they're in the business of risk management. Very few commissioning editors stay in their position for more than 2 or 3 years because it's a really ruthless business. and editors pay dearly for their failures, generally with their job. So when you're asking yourself, why are these commissioning editors such mongrels? Now you know. It might be your book, but it's their job. Their aim is to reduce the risk of a book being a commercial failure on the market. Their aim is not to make you happy or to improve the calibre of international scholarship. Having said that, international publishing has been enhanced through digitisation. So now book chapters can be cut away from their original book and sold separately. So this means that books now have a whole different way in which money can be made from them. Money made for publishers and every now and again, money for you. So let's talk quickly through the proposal. What are the most important things to do? Firstly, absolutely the title. Make the title catchy, sexy, evocative. If the title is good, you've generally got a publisher hooked into your project. Then you structure the proposal with clear headings. And please remember, you're going to have to argue your case. Do not assume that publishers are intrinsically interested in you or the project. They're not. They're really not. There are thousands of other proposals from outstanding writers all over the world, and they're all sitting in this office at the same time. This is capitalist publishing. You are competing. Come on, bring it. The most important section of the proposal is the rationale. So heading rationale. Why is this book needed right now in this crowded publishing sector? What is it doing that hasn't been done before? Make it expressive writing, not descriptive writing. Present a table of contents on a separate page. List the chapters. Make the title snappy. We all buy books by looking at the contents page, and publishers are no exception. Then present a short 3 sentences maximum synopsis of each chapter. And once again, you've got to justify the choice of topics. Don't describe, justify. And then, next heading, state your word length. Under no circumstances go beyond 70,000 words. The publisher will not do it. Next heading, state the delivery date. Be honest about this. Don't spin it. There are legal consequences if they give you a contract and you don't provide the book by that date. Next heading, list your illustrations. And be really careful here. A lot of people do, oh, right, I'd love to. I'll add all these pictures. Terribly exciting. Remember, every picture that you add adds costs to the publishing process. There may be copyright concerns and you will be responsible to pay for these. And just so you know, I had to pay for an image used on a cover of the End of the Century Party and it cost me 1,500 quid. That is £1,500 for the image on the cover. I had to pay that before the book was published. So don't use illustrations unless they are needed. Okay, so outside of the rationale, the next most important section and heading that you're going to write is the target readership. This is a moment of decision for you because your proposal will succeed or it will fail on the decision that you are about to make. Who is your target readership? Under no circumstances state that the quote-unquote general reader will buy your book. If an editor sees the general reader as a phrase, your proposal is gone. It's done. What you need to work out is this a textbook? And that's okay. If you've made that decision, that's cool. Textbook. Then you have to work out which students will buy that textbook. Level, course, country, discipline. These details matter, so be precise. But if you're aiming for the scholarly monograph market, the book market, then in disciplinary terms, explain which fields and which scholars will be interested. Stress the postgrad and the graduate market in the United States if you can, because that is the big market. Please don't ignore North America. North America is crucial, but the best proposals also explain how the book will work in the Asia-Pacific region, work in Europe, the Middle East, South America, and each of these different markets should be discussed with a specific strategy to hook into that audience. Now, you may not have an audience in the Middle East. That's fine. Don't mention it. But you need a targeted strategy so that you can demonstrate you know who your readers are. You've got to explain to the publishers how you are going to get those sales. Remember that publishers are risk managers, and if your book fits into what they've already published, allowing the marketing of a series, then that reduces the chances that they're taking on you. So Springer is the best example of this. They have lots and lots and lots of series. If you can show how your book fits into that series, that is a very, very easy way to get published. Okay, so this section leads to our next one, competing titles. Be honest. Do not say that you've developed a brand new field all on your own, because you haven't. Establish a precise network of books and authors who have a relationship with your work. Remember, we're in the business here of risk management. Show that there are plenty of big publishers out there who have recognised this field. They've taken the risk. It mitigates the risk in your current case. The final two sections sell yourself, not your book. Provide a precise biography, show a university affiliation if you can, and show that you have a strong writing career. Even if this is your first book, explain why you are a strong writer and they can take this risk on you. Finally, present multiple contact addresses, so phone, email. I've been contacted in multiple ways by editors. Also present your social media links, particularly LinkedIn, particularly Twitter, X. Please do that, important. So this is the proposal. It is an advertisement for your book and yourself. So present yourself at your best. There are also really important transferable skills in the exercise of writing a book proposal. It certainly helps with the writing of grants, but it also helps you enact the diagnostic about who is the audience for your work. Who are you writing for? Tell me the sociology of that audience. That precision not only helps you think about publishing, but it also helps you build your career. And anyone who says that books don't matter, I tell you what, do one thing for me. Have a look at their CV. And if this person hasn't taken the time in their career to write and publish a book, which is still the gold standard of scholarship, then they haven't earned the right to comment on your process. A book is a gift to a scholar, and it's a gift to scholarship. It's important that we always appreciate that gift. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you soon in the seminar.